Nesanel Gantz.
LA Rosenzweig.
What's this LA business? What's LA?
So people ask me what is LA. It's two things. I'm originally from LA,
Okay.
Los Angeles, and it's my initials, Les Arias. So I was.
Oh, you're really from Los Angeles?
I was from Los Angeles.
That's very funny.
So it was like 10 years ago, a friend of mine was just like, LA, LA, LA. I'm like, wow, that actually sticks, right? Rather like Les Arias, they'll forget the name right away. So that was basically
It's
it.
good marketing also for your company. So what do you do for a business?
So we basically do wallpaper installation, and press wallpaper, and Friedman Interiors.
Company,
right.
Yours?
Basically, the idea is that wallpaper is making a very, very big comeback. It's really hot, and I realized that a lot of people do installation, but there's painters that are doing it, and they're not really focused on professional installations. So that's.
Let's start with me. How old are you now?
I am 34.
Okay. When did you start working? Let's hear your background.
Okay, so basically, grew up in Los Angeles. I lived in London for a few years. That's where I got married. For 7 years, I was doing medical supplies. I worked for a company doing food distribution.
Okay.
I came to New York about 7 years ago. So I started working in a hall in Williamsburg Imperial, wedding hall, and I started just doing, weddings by night. Great, I love doing it. The problem
My father used to do that. My father used to manage a wedding hall.
Nice. Which one?
Simcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
with Cal Mendowitz.
Nice. So the challenge with that was that it's night hours and you finish 2, 3, 4 in the
Kills your
morning,
day.
right? So I was looking, what can I do? A part of just doing something, what can I do that excites me? Like what's interesting? And I just found wallpaper making a real comeback, and it's really hot, it's really out there, and there weren't people focusing just on wallpaper, Do
Do you have like an
what's
artsy
together.
side? Do you like beautiful things?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love
So
that.
you have an artsy side too.
Yeah, and the more we're in it, the more happens. So basically, I started doing just installation. And I'm here with Friedman Interiors, where basically we work together and he sells wallpaper. But the idea was what we came up with, because people they don't know where to start off, right? There's like, I need wallpaper, I need measurements, I need help with the design. So basically, the idea is it's one phone call and we take care of the measurements.
Okay, so explain to that to me again. You do press wallpaper, Friedman.
Right.
Explain. I'm a little confused.
Okay, so just to get it there. So there's two companies that we're busy with. One is press wallpaper. We focus mainly on installation. Then there's Friedman Interiors. The other side of the company, it's a sister company that works in design, sells wallpaper, and
If someone calls you, they use you, and if they call you, you use him?
And we're basically together.
Gotcha.
We're basically one, but Friedman Interiors...
Why don't you combine as one company?
Why don't we combine?
Call it one company.
We decided for now to keep it separate just because there are people that still just want to buy wallpaper, there are people that just want installations, so we just
You're essentially one company, you're all together.
Correct.
How many people work in your business?
So we basically have full-time, I would say, is around, it's 5, and then we have, the teams that it really depends on,
So
what we have happening.
What people don't realize about wallpaper is that they think it's still something you buy at a roll at the 99 cents at the variety store and you pay $3 a foot. They're not aware, there's wallpaper that costs thousands of dollars per square foot. They're not aware of that from it's crazy.
Yeah.
So first of all, 2 questions. First of all, why could that be so expensive? What is so expensive making a piece of paper? Tell it to me. I'm so curious about the work behind it. Is it the name brand? Is it like a Rolex watch? What's the shtick over there?
So there's 2 things. I mean, people always have that question like, oh wow, really? So expensive? Like you say. So there are cheaper ones that are.
I know. I'm asking, what is the cost of an expensive piece of wallpaper? Who's charging you that?
Right. So number one is the company just put in a lot of time to create that, to bring the colors together, to produce it. It's just harder. It's just more going into that. And then of course, like you say with the Rolex, are
there brand names of wallpaper?
Yeah, of course.
Like what? Tell me, what's the Rolex of wallpaper?
Like Philip Jeffries is a very, expensive, where they have, it could be $150 a yard. A yard is 9 square feet. So when you're doing a room, you have wallpapers that could be 40,000, 60,000, just a room of wallpaper, and that's before installation. That is just the wallpaper.
What's the biggest job you've ever done?
So the biggest job in selling wallpaper or installing?
Money. What's the most money you made?
So no, I would say that the average job
Not average, I want the biggest.
The biggest job I ever did was for a company. They do urgent cares, and we did about 12 urgent cares. So, every urgent care, it was about, I would say, 250
Beautiful.
total, with the wallpaper and installation, together.
Tell me, what were some of the difficulties you had? You were trying to make it, quote unquote, different country by yourself, trying to make this business, trying to start from scratch.
Right.
That wasn't easy emotionally in every single way. How were you able to get through that and make it work?
Right. Great question. So, I still am fairly new in this business. The biggest challenge was where to start. Like, who do I speak to? Where do I go?
Right. If it's not new construction, you kind of convince people to start to do something over, which is much harder, obviously.
Yeah.
So most of your business is new construction or not?
Yeah, I mean, it's or new construction or people that, redo this. I think my biggest challenge was also like coming from a place where I don't know too much and then learning, it's always like the first year you start learning, you don't know where to go, what to do. What do I know, right? Am I an expert? But, like the previous guy that was sitting here said that the community did amazing. And, that's really the reason why I came over here. It's my first time exhibiting.
First year, wow.
Yeah, first year. I mean, Impress Wallpaper is just a year happening now, and the community is just amazing. And I hear it from, all my workers, the installers, they're non-Jewish.
I mean, the show just started essentially.
Yeah.
Have you had anyone come to you and say, hey, a new thing, let me talk to you, let me see how I can help you type of thing?
So I don't think anybody saw me as new over here, right? But there's definitely people that came, oh, really? You're doing this? Okay, it's just
What do you
more...
mean? So you saying that you think they all know who you are?
No, I don't think they know that I'm new. So it's like, how can I help you? But people with the recommendations, people just love, especially when you ask for it. They'll love to recommend if they know what you do,
That's an important insight that you mentioned. People don't even recognize that. People do think that when you do a good job, that people will recommend you. Now that's true to a degree, but there's a lot of studies that have shown that if you actually ask somebody to recommend you to somebody else, there's a much bigger chance that they'll do that.
Right.
So is that something that you always say, hey, listen, try recommending to somebody else? Is that something that part of your business model?
So I personally had a challenge with asking. Asking is not my strength, but people, when they know, I felt that I wanted to associate LA, wallpaper, LA. So when people know that, I'll just get people, someone recommended me, someone said something, and I had nice things happening from just a simple recommendation. It went a really, really far way.
What did you do at your booth? How did you set up your booth? Tell me about your booth here.
So we basically put out wallpaper around, to figure out how we're gonna hang it. We wanted to bring out a few different ideas where someone should come over there. There's so many booths happening, but they'll just walk by and they'll be like, we'll just grab their attention, So we did some arty, some, colorful
Is it working
things.
so far?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great.
It's going great. I'm having a wonderful time. I'm having fun over here.
Well, we're schmoozing.
And yeah.
Tell me about the idea. I would imagine that there'd be a benefit. I don't know if this exists. In someone sends a picture of their house and you digitally give them 1,000 options of wallpaper. Do you do that?
So basically, I have it every day. I had it even yesterday with a designer. They have a house and he's like, I want to do wallpaper. That's basically what I do. I said, send me some pictures, send me the measurements, I'll get you a quote, an estimate. It's simple as that. I mean, of course, if it's more details, we want to get to the, sometimes they don't know the measurements will come down, but it's really as simple as send me a picture, send me the measurements, I can show you designs. Sometimes they have the designs to the designer and we'll order it, it will be delivered, we'll come, we'll schedule installation and
So let me ask you, you're in this business for only a few years. What was the biggest mistake you think you ever made and what can you learn from it? Your biggest mess up. This you messed up, this was a mess up. Right, tell me what, I know you right away when I say it, you're thinking of something. So I wonder what that is.
I'm thinking which one.
Very good, I like it. Which one do you think was the biggest mess up?
I think my biggest mistake was someone ordered a real expensive wallpaper. And I had no idea in the beginning what is expensive and what is not. And so I just brought my guy, I came with the best price and that client was like, oh wow, you're the cheapest. And at the time I was like, I'm just giving you a price. I didn't realize that it's really high end. And we basically just put it up and it looked horrible. And we fixed it. We took care of it, but it was just how to deal with it. It was the first time I was like, wow, business, it ends with me because it's not like I could bring it up to someone higher. And it was just about...
You mean it was harder to work with, a harder material to work with, perhaps?
It was It was a special glue, it was a special cut, it was something that came from Europe. It was a few weeks to order, and...
So, two mistakes. First of all, you think you could have charged more.
Right.
That's number one. And you messed up when you put it up. Okay,
yes,
I like it. Two honest answers. Okay, that's very good.
And I was like, what do I do over here? And I at the time, I was like, how do I move on from this, right? And I just realized that it was just something to teach to me that every wallpaper is different. And in the end, it worked out. We fixed it, we made it work, but it was like I realized from that, the lesson was that every job is unique. You know, every job is different.
You look at things differently. You know, you try to approach it as not like the same idea. How can I take it different?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Because you're trying to impress people.
Right, that's what we are, impressed, right?
Okay, Shkaya, thank you so much. It was a pleasure speaking to you. Fantastic.
Likewise, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.